What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to Strangers Minds. I'm Fernando, and this is Strangers' reaction to Paranormal Caught on Tape. And today we're gonna do 30 down to 21 of top 50 scariest TikTok videos of 2024 by GOOSE Pimples. I'm actually very curious to see because the last 20 videos we've seen, they're pretty good. And there's some that are completely capped. There are some that are explainable, but there are also the unexplained, which is why I'm here and doing this stuff in the first place. So let's see what 30 to 21 brings us today.
The following scary videos come from one of you guys who prefers to stay anonymous, so let's just call him Dude. Dude found this clip online with almost no context, and thought we should feature it in hopes the Goose Pimple community could help make sense of it. After some digging, we discovered that it came from a security camera installed in a Mexican apartment complex. A girl heard screams from her neighbor's flat at stupid o'clock, so she thought she had a clever idea to go all alone and check out what was going on. But little did she know, she was about to come face to face with something she'd never forget. Take a look at what the security camera captured that night. Like something straight out of a horror movie, we see her get dragged by her hair into the neighbor's apartment. She already looked inside and clearly didn't see anyone before turning to investigate somewhere else. Then, out of nowhere, she was literally yanked back by an unseen force. With no backstory or a better camera angle, we can't say for sure what is going on here. But her hair gets yanked right in front of the camera. That's not exactly easy to fake. A setup designed to freak out viewers online? Maybe. But the way she's dragged by an unseen force, caught clearly on CCTV, it makes you wonder if something far more sinister showed up that night. Strangely, no one's been able to provide any updates since, and no one's managed to debunk it so far. Can you? Let us know.
I mean, for sure, it does seem like it's kind of orchestrated. The story behind it is pretty good. Yeah. We all know that, I'm Latino, so I'm going to say this. Latinos, we're very curious, more so than any other race, I think. So if we hear something, we're going to go head first and see what's up, especially if it's a neighbor. We do take care of each other also. And if something's going on at a neighbor's house, we're gonna, wander in, see what's up, take care, right? But, there, with this small clip, with what we got, it just seems like, this could be plausible. Obviously, she was already in frame. It's not like she walked into frame. She was already in frame. So something could have been, on her hair already, like a string or something. And then you get this kind of reaction. Or, let's say, depending on how much you want to try and pull a wool over people's eyes to get that 15 minutes, green screen, whatever you want to call it, this green suit or whatever. But the fact is that I cannot say. I gave you the possibilities of what could it be, but is it real? Is it fake? What do you guys think? Leave it in the comment section because it was so short. Who knows? I've seen hairs getting yanked, but not this aggressively. So I don't know. Let's see. Let's leave it there. Let's continue.
We found out about this place because Haunt Hunters sent a video of their investigation to our email, and the footage they caught seems to be very compelling. But what exactly was it that these guys walked into?
The historic Ritz Theater shut its cinematic doors after 80-plus years in the summer of 2023, but in doing so has given paranormal investigators a chance to investigate this haunted location.
Paranormal life.
Oh wow. You're not gonna like it.
What did it say?
Satan.
The Ritz Theater was opened in Utah in 1939 and was eventually handed down to married couple Alan and Mickey Bradshaw, who would run it for nearly 60 years until it closed down in 2023. What was once the town's most popular and historic entertainment outlet began to lose money, eventually forcing its doors closed.
We begin in the main theater and have most of the theater covered with various cameras to try and see if we can capture the spirit that I just saw. We have 2 infrared cameras pointed at the backs of the theater, a camera next to Jason and I on one side of the front of the theater, and on the other side of the front of the theater we have Jamie and her friend Justin.
A building that holds as much history as this is bound to be home to some strange phenomena.
Mostly so I can go get some snacks, but also so we can see about the paranormal activity there as well. Before I can even get set up, Jason and Jamie are already experiencing paranormal activity.
So we're excited to be at the theater tonight. Is there someone that could help us with candy or popcorn or drinks? We got the Paralantern, that's the round lantern-shaped object. It's got a purple light. Or keep touching that, keep turning that red.
Whoa, is this us? I mean, is that your phone?
Nope, I was testing it and I wasn't setting it off earlier.
Thank you, whoever's touching that K2. Now that, oh, it's gone down.
Act like you're ordering something.
Now it's back up to yellow.
According to Mickey, ghosts are living in the walls. The building has had its share of paranormal experiences, with owners Mickey and Alan Bradshaw, employees and guests reporting ghostly occurrences. A notable incident involving Alan Bradshaw and his daughter seeing an apparition of a couple in the auditorium, who disappeared when they looked again. The cinema is believed to house resident spirits, including 2 ushers in one of the auditoriums, thought to be former employees who loved their jobs so much they never left. Despite the owner's practical approach to their spectral visitors, these experiences contribute to the unique character of the 84-year-old cinema. Dr. Ghost Hunter's YouTube channel decided to do a paranormal investigation there, but while they didn't catch much in the way of solid physical footage, the same can't be said about Haunt Hunters. They set up 3 cameras throughout the theatre and believe they caught a shadow figure sliding down the right-hand wall. Take a look.
See, shadow on the walls look normal. Right there, right there, right there, walking, 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 walks, keeps walking, and then disappears completely in read. So watch, then you're going to see our shadows kind of...
That's definitely a different shadow than
watch,
your guys'.
another one, manifests, walks down, watch.
Yeah, that's weird.
Watch, goes, sits down. No one's sitting.
Yeah, that is definitely different than your guys' shadow too. You can tell the difference.
Dude,
That's
there's
weird.
3 people in that room, and now Reed's walking out, and watch. He gets a cold chill. Watch where he stops. Right there. That is f***ing nuts, dude.
Because with your guys' shadow, you guys have multiple light sources, so you can tell them.
It's extremely hard to spot, so we'll zoom in a little. They believe this shadow couldn't have been cast from any of the other rooms because you can see that all the cameras are in real time, and the position as well as the speed of the figure doesn't seem to match that of anyone else in that room either. But focus on the figure and use your peripheral vision. Replay it as many times as you need. Can you see anyone that could be casting that shadow? The guys on the channel claim that they all moved so their shadows wouldn't be cast in the same place. Could this really be proof of a shadow person caught on camera? What do you think? Let us know. But a big shout out to Haunt Hunters for sending this one over to our email.
All right, you know what? I want to say I've seen this video so long ago, so I hope you guys have more than the 307 followers, because that was pretty impressive. I have seen this and I have reviewed exactly what you guys are looking at, and yeah, due to the light sources of all the cameras that you see, the people that are moving around do not correlate with that shadow figure that's walking down the aisle. And then the fact that the second figure, you know, the one that seemed like it, you know, stayed within the area, the investigator that was what seemed like he was leaving, for him to just stop at that specific area is pretty impressive. That's why, you know, like I always say, that Hollywood over dramatizes and just makes the paranormal field look like a mockery because, due to the over dramatization, but they're trying to make a movie, right? But the paranormal, when you're experiencing it, especially as an investigator, it's subtle. It is this subtle, but due to the subtlety is the reason why we are like, yo, this is awesome. Like there, that this field needs more respect in it. This field needs some more, common sense and more professionalism. So, it could hopefully one day be something extraordinary, just like how you would call upon a detective to investigate a case. It should be like this, uh, even with a paycheck. But let's see, man. Much respect for the haunt hunters, and let's keep it moving.
Warehouse work can be dangerous at the best of times, with all the heavy loads you have to carry and the machinery you have to watch out for during your shift. But one thing you don't normally expect to encounter is an unseen force dragging you down the aisles with the force of 10 men, which is what happened here. Take a look. Putting everything else aside for a moment, things could have gone seriously wrong for that poor man if only those boxes full of beer cans had fallen on his head or spine. Sure, you might argue that there could have been someone else hiding on the other side of the shelving unit to push everything off, but how did he get dragged such a long distance at such a speed? It's not like we're watching a Hollywood movie set, it's a warehouse CCTV security system. Plus, we can't see from both angles, and there doesn't seem to be anyone in sight who can pull a string. But even if it was a string, imagine the pain of being dragged with a thin wire against your skin like that.
Wow, you nailed it, Goose Pimples. I was just thinking about the same thing. This is a very interesting catch, to say the least, unless it is part of a scripted, I don't know, independent film or something. But let's just say, even if it was a string would be visible to be able to pull this off, because those invisible strings that are being used everywhere to pull a wool over our eyes, those invisible strings, they're just thin enough to be able to make a movement. But to pull a human being down what seems like, I'm gonna say possibly like 0.2 miles down this hall stretch, that's difficult to do without seeing nothing. That is difficult to do without seeing nothing, for sure. Good catch. I'm gonna say this might be something to look into.
Old asylums seem to be a top spot if you're looking for creepy paranormal experiences, and this one did not disappoint. Take a look.
Pay attention to the upper window on the left. Did you see that? Now, the people who took the video said that the building is locked up, the windows are too high to climb in, and the whole upper floor is collapsed. So, what is standing in this window?
Did you see that? The video is pretty short, but not short of eerie vibes, that's for sure. It was filmed at the Heartwood Asylum, a paranormal hotspot well known for multiple accounts of ghostly figures seen and heard running inside, day and night. According to the uploaders, they couldn't find a way to go inside, so they left, but not without one last video. That's when they captured what looks like a ghostly figure running away from the window. Sure, we could assume it to be just a homeless person trying to hide, but as it looks like the first floor is completely desolate, and they also mention it seems pretty hard to climb up there without an open entrance. It's short, but the mysterious figure seems to be dressed in black with a pale face and hands or gloves. It's a strange, disturbing sight. Could this one be the real deal? Or did some real brave soul just get into that dangerous building just for a spooky video? People do anything for clout these days, after all. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments.
The only thing I'm gonna say is that when there's a will, there's a way. They could most likely possibly have recorded somebody up there. But as a person, like myself, who has gone into abandoned psychiatric centers, I want to say like 3 or 4 of them, there are always a way to go in. Now, I don't condone breaking and entering whatsoever, but if there is a way to go in without, causing any destruction to property, my curiosity will lead me in there. Now, again, I have been to multiple psychiatric centers, so there's always some way, a way to go in. Now, I gotta say that I have been to. I'm gonna use the example of Kings Park Psychiatric Center. They do have people working on the property. I would love that freaking job, man. Oh shoot, I would love that freaking job. That do go and look around the areas. If they see an opening, they'll close it themselves. They'll get and they're always constantly on top of the maintenance of keeping people out due to safety reasons. Because once again, they are not, the city can't be held accountable if you're breaking and entering and if you go in, but they're trying to protect you. So kudos to them. But if there's a will, there's a way, you guys. So it could possibly be that they caught somebody there, or they caught something.
With the night at its absolute quietest, this Filipino biker ended up in hospital after a minor incident, just for a quick check, or so he thought, because it took ages to be seen. Bored and with very little to do, he decided to record a video for his girlfriend to show how empty the hospital was at that time. Little did he know that he'd capture way more than just empty beds and a sparkly clean floor. When his girlfriend got back to him, asking him to stop playing jokes, he didn't get it at first, but as he watched the footage back, it quickly became a bone-chilling realization that would haunt his dreams for nights to come. He wasn't really alone after all. Take a look. Whose feet are those? What started as a fun, cheery video took a dark turn into a horrifying experience that left many scratching their heads for answers. The feet in the video appeared to be those of a pale, white, ghostly figure, but where did she vanish? Adding to the chilling mystery is the fact that the feet looked faded or white. Could it be the ghost of somebody who passed away in that hospital? Or a neatly done jump cut? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below.
All right, the only thing I'm gonna say, and I hope people don't get offended, but Asian people, they tend to have some pale skin. I'm sorry, you guys. That could have so be a person, but how could you tell if it's a female or male? You can't go by because they didn't have hair on their legs, because there are men that would shave off the hair on their legs. Also, the red flag that I'm having is that if this person was hospitalized, are you kidding me? The hospital, apparently he waited forever to get seen, but they have a room with like 20 beds all completely empty. That's a red flag to me. If he's a patient in a hospital and this is that, it's empty like this, then I'm gonna have to call cap on it. The whole entire thing has to be cap.
Late one night, a staff member from this Pakistani asylum came back to his shift and quickly skimmed through the night's CCTV camera footage, as he does every day as part of his morning routine. However, this time he noticed something strange on the monitor. 2 of the patients were caught lying on the floor of the recreational room. To this day, no one knows why they both left their rooms, but that's not the most unsettling part. The real horror comes with what the camera captured next. Watch closely. As the staff member watched in disbelief, two ghostly figures appeared near the patients. They seemed to move unnaturally, dragging themselves across the room before suddenly vanishing into thin air. He rewound the footage several times, unable to believe his eyes. What were those figures? And why did they appear only when the patients were on the floor? These questions remain unanswered, unless you have any theories. Let us know in the comments.
My red flag with this one, I mean, I'm just saying, apparently they're patients, but they look like they could be investigators, right? The camera doesn't seem like it's a security camera. It looks like an IR camera. The security camera is more up in a corner. Even the quality and everything is a little different. I don't know what's going on with the bigger person. He's like, almost in, kind of freaking like a sea lion out of the water. I'm not trying to make fun of how big he is, but there was a lot of movement. They both seem to be awake at this point, and there is even a device on the smaller person who's laying on their backs. It seems like there's a device on their hip. So what kind of patients are we talking about here? It could be due to the lighting or something, but I think all of this could be orchestrated, edited in, and everything just doesn't feel right to me. But what are your thoughts, you guys? Do you guys think that is real? I think there's just too many red flags to say that this is real.
Morgues are never very happy places, but at the very least, they're normally clean and efficient. You're safe in the knowledge that the dead are at peace and being tended to, unless, God forbid, they were lugged into this morgue we are about to show you. According to the reporter in the video, the bodies in this morgue were dumped there and left for a long time, to the point that they smelled, and he commented that the varying conditions of the bodies were complicated, which isn't a great way to start, but surprisingly, that isn't even the creepiest part about this video. Take a look.
¿Vamos? Bueno, estamos en interiores de la morgue del Hospital de Clínicas, pues y las condiciones en las que se encuentran los cuerpos ya sin vida son complicadas. Les invito a que vean estas imágenes. Se siente un olor
What on earth happened there? A room full of bodies and a padlock that moves around all by itself is not a good combination. While there could be any number of reasons it moved the way it did, none of them really make any sense. If it were the wind, then we would have seen movement elsewhere, like in the guy's hair for example. And if it was someone hiding off screen, or a string messing with the padlock, then we would have seen some kind of shadow somewhere, right? So, who or what moved it? There are no further developments regarding this clip. We don't know what hospital this was, where it was, or what actually happened. But considering the sheer horror of what was going on inside, we can only assume it was terrible enough to be featured on the news, and subsequently closed down.
Alright, my thing is that as the reporter was walking towards the door was opening by itself. Do you guys see that? Did you guys notice that? It seemed like the reporter, when he got closer, he wasn't touching the door, and it opened by itself. So, due to the reporter getting close to the door as it was opening by itself, if he freaked out due to the lock, but he's not opening the door, but he's just casually walking in,
del Hospital de Clínicas, pues y las condiciones en las que se encuentran los cuerpos ya sin vida son complicadas. Les invito a que vean estas imágenes. Se siente un olor
Okay, right? Like, he's not scared of that. He's walking into what seems like, you know, I think they said is a morgue. That's a very, you know, I don't know what kind of morgue is that, you know, anyway. But he's walking towards, and the door's open by itself, and he's just cool with it. So, you know, I'm just saying, a little bit of consistency will go a long way for this. Did I go too far? Let's see where we're at.
There are no further developments regarding what actually happened.
Yeah.
But considering the sheer horror of what was going on, it subsequently closed down.
Like, that door opened, fully opened. So yeah, you guys, what do you guys think? I think that whatever was opening the door was the same thing that was moving the padlock now. The padlock was interesting because, you know, it's a padlock. I don't, you know, due to the quality of it, it looks a little heavy, and for it to be moving the way it did, yeah, that's kind of difficult to pull off with the wind. But you know what? Whatever opened the door could have moved the padlock. I'm just saying.
Angie was recording her nephew playing around in the living room when he noticed they had company, but nobody else could see it, except, apparently, for us.
Dance, baby. What? What? Alicia. What happened? What? What do you see? They think you scared the hell out of me. What do you see? Ma. What? Ma. Ma what? Ma what? Go to Mama. No, go!
Creepy, right? She said that only her nephew and the camera picked up on this strange silhouette. Now, there isn't much background to this clip, and this is the only video on this girl's TikTok page. But the figure is so clear that it's either one of the clearest depictions of shadow people or her friend standing in the shadows for a spooky video. Which one is it? Let us know what you think in the comments.
I mean, honestly, it was pretty stationary, so I'm just wondering if there was something there, you know, a piece of cloth or something, a coat, or, you know, a coat hanger or something, and the child thought it was a person, so that's why the baby started focusing on that. But did you guys notice that at the very end of the video, when it just stopped, like, it seemed like the girl recording, the woman recording, kind of freaked out in the end. So, yeah, I think that half a second clip of her freaking out in the end, you know, what happened? Like, that's really what's disturbing about this video. But yeah, let's keep on going.
We've all seen those doorbell camera videos at night, where a random person walking past looks very ghostly. But what would you do if you caught a figure on camera and assumed it was just a glitch, but then played the same video again, only this time, there's no one to be seen? Look what this guy caught on camera right outside his front door.
My in-laws are from Colorado visiting my wife and I for Thanksgiving. We're in Madison, Wisconsin, and their ring alarm went off. And look at this, okay? I'm gonna play this video up to here. It's 44 seconds long, so I can't play the full 60. But watch. Now you don't see anybody walking. I'm gonna rewind it. Okay, look. When we back it up, we see this person or whatever it is come in frame. It looks like a person. Fast forward a little bit more. I'm gonna zoom in. Whatever this is has 4 legs. Look at that. What is that? But we back it up, okay? Press play. It's not there. It's not on camera. But we do this. What is this?
Usually, we would put this down to a camera glitch that is common with doorbell cameras overnight. The creepy part here is, when he plays the footage, there's no one there. However, when he drags the progress bar back and forward, a creepy figure of someone walking appears. And by the looks of it, it has 3 legs. How can you explain this one? If it was caught on camera when fast forwarding, why does it seem to be invisible when playing the video? Have you ever seen anything similar on your Ring camera? Did it freak you out? Let us know.
That is a little weird. I've never seen that before. But it just brings, it just brings me to this had to be some sort of editing involved. Could you imagine? How did you catch it? How did you catch it? How? Let's put into perspective. Something happened. You want to go exactly back there. The Ring door camera was set off. You're gonna check who it is, and you don't see nothing. Okay, all right. Maybe it's plausible. You want to hit review just to see if you missed it, and then you catch this. That's wild. I've never seen something like this. Playing it normally, you don't see nothing. It only occurs when you're moving like if I was to move this right here back and forth, that is how it happens. Yeah. If this was orchestrated, I would have to say it had to be done digitally. There has to be some sort of input somewhere, a cut in the camera or something. But I've never seen something like this. Period. Man, for it to be the last video, I'm almost freaking man. All right, you know what? Let's see the last one. Let's go.
Late one Saturday night in Tamara Rakat Jaya, a housing complex in Kuala Dungan, Malaysia, a group of college guys were live streaming on Facebook, probably for their female followers. Having a blast and celebrating the end of the semester, the night was supposed to be all about fun, finally blowing off some steam after months of studying. But what started as a laid-back boys' night quickly took a terrifying turn when they suddenly heard a loud, echoing bang from outside. Here's what they caught on camera that night.
Pintu ni bunyi ni dulu. Oh, sana buka ni. Kenapa? Kau itu ni, cik. Dia dah masuk ni. Cukup. Lampu tutup belum? Ruang ketang, ruang ketang. Macam ni boleh tak? Bimbang. Pia. Tak pasal pipi. Ya. Dok orang tu. Dok sini gelak dia. Allah Akbar. Bodoh. Ya Allah. Bodoh. Babi gua ya Allah. Allahu Akbar.
After checking every inch of the house for an intruder, they head back to the living room, only to find a shadowy figure just standing there in the corner. How did that get there? They had definitely recorded the room when they left, and everything looked normal. So how did the lights suddenly turn off, and that creepy figure show up out of nowhere? Were they being pranked by a friend, or did something way more sinister drop by that night? You decide.
Oh, I got it for the last one. Let's do for two. All right, let's do this. Yeah, I tend to not really believe too much when a group of friends are recording themselves. There's just something about, I could be completely wrong. Maybe it's because I'm a Gen Xer. But there's something just, doesn't sit right with me that a group of men are hanging out, recording themselves, without doing activity. They're all just laying out, chilling. I see us recording ourselves as we're, playing a sport, doing some fishing, or doing, something, paranormal investigating, yeah, sure. But just, a bunch of guys, just chilling out, recording themselves, I mean, they all look like they belong in a boy band for sure. But, yeah, anyway, all of this could have been easily orchestrated by a bunch of, millennial looking dudes trying to get there 15 minutes for sure. I'm gonna believe that more so than this is real. So with that being said, you guys, if you are enjoying yourselves, I don't know, that last video kept me baffled, because I feel like it shouldn't be long after the last one that we saw, but it is what it is. So if you're liking these type of videos and you're liking all of this stuff with Strangers Mindz, Strangers Reactions, do what you do when you like a channel. Hit that like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys on the next. Peace.